Welcome to Tarot Tuesday with Uncommon Methods. This is your sacred space for intuitive insight, soulful reflection, and mystical guidance. I'm your guide, Jill Marie, intuitive storyteller, soul listener, and keeper of the uncommon. Now, each week I tune in and pull from a unique combination of oracle and tarot decks to explore what's unfolding in our inner and our outer world. This week I'm working with The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, Whispers of the Ocean by Angela Hartfield, and Love Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno to bring through messages for our highest good. So whether you're here for clarity, comfort, or cosmic connection, trust that you're exactly where you need to be. So get comfortable and let's ground together before we begin. If you can, light a candle. If not, just use the one on the screen. So inhale deeply, hold, and exhale. Each deep inhale brings in a golden glowing light to every cell of our body. Each exhale releases all that no longer serves our highest good. Feel yourself arriving here, safe and supported. One more deep inhale and a deep exhale. Feel the release. Allow all that stale, stuck, and negative energy to leave your body. You no longer need to carry it with you. Know that this is a safe space, no judgment. The only rule is to allow your mind to dream and believe in the magic within you. So a deep breath in, hold, and release. Perfect. Now, I always clear the decks before I do a message, but I'm always calling in the highest good for everybody that's watching. So Mother Nature, spirit guides, guardian angels, animal allies, totems, and ancestors from beyond, I humbly ask you to cover us in beautiful glowing light and connect us to the universal truth. Ground us in her knowledge. Help us see the truth. Let us hear the wisdom that whispers, even when the world shouts. Now, I always meditate, and this week, Spirit brought me this metal seahorse. There's a glass. There's glass. Yes, it's a glass, but there's a candle inside, which is bringing our wishes up to the universe. We've got some shell, driftwood. I got sand in my selenite heart, and some beautiful moon water. But the seahorse reminds us that we could be gentle, steady, and full of grace. Strength doesn't always have to roar. Sometimes it's just simply, being in the current. But the combination of glass, sand, and water, it all speaks to emotional reflection, flow, and transparency. Spirit's reminding us that even when life feels uncertain, we are always surrounded by elements that support our balance and our evolution. And this week feels like a call to trust the ideas, the tides, and soften into love's wisdom. Now, there's no tarot this week, so we're fully leaning into the oracle realms. And sometimes, we're supposed to be simple, less structure, more flow. The tarot wanted us to get real and let the oracle speak louder. They're going to offer us messages, right, that move like water, like some intuition, emotional, and heart-led. Feels like the perfect time to listen. Not to find, but to receive. Analyze. So I'm going to start with the wisdom of the oracle. So let me get all of this out of our way for now. And let's see. The energy that I'm getting from this deck speaks from patience, right? Surrender. You have an inner knowing. Things might be shifting. There's no need to rush. It's not a delay. It's divine choreography. Let's see. Okay. To be fair, Now it was in protection mode, so we got to put it back up there. Let's see what Oracle wanted us to know. To be fair and protection. I mean, the essential meaning of the card itself is balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, and the law of cause and effect. With the protection message, injustice and inequality are a part of life, but they do not have to define your experience. This is a time when you may observe an injustice righted and fairly redressed. Perhaps you come to the rescue of someone else, or are called to answer for a personal slight. You will be amazed by the sense of power that surges through you when you stand up for yourself and others. This card also indicates a good time to advocate for others who are less fortunate. Wow, there's a lot of people right now that are having a struggling time, so this is definitely, it says choose your cause and commit to it because you can make a difference. One thing is for certain, if fairness is in your intention, the situation will be resolved for the highest good of all concerned through acts of kindness, empathy, and courage. Like I said, we could all use a little bit of that. Be compassionate. Allow grace to guide the process. I mean, when we trust in divine timing, we align with the magic that's been waiting for us all along. So we are going to go through the ocean cards now. It's calling us to home. Let's be emotional. Let's have some truth. Remind us to stop resisting the waves, the struggle, and just move with them like the seahorse. Bob in the ocean, bob in the ocean. Love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. Love where you are. What else do we need to know? It's 25th day of November from the ocean cards. What whispers can we hear? Ooh, we're gonna get back on task. Be sure you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider reviewing your goals, your schedule, or a project you are working on. All could use some fine tuning. Get back to basics. Don't rush things. Listen deeply, right? To your body, to your heart, the stillness beneath the noise. What water do you teacher? Take a bath. Sip more water. Stand beneath the shower and let everything wash away. The weight you've been carrying, everything you don't need to bring. Just know that every emotion is sacred. And every tide has its reason. Allow yourself to ebb and flow. And trust that the current knows exactly where you're going to go. Love where you are. I mean, I feel like the ocean is speaking clearly, right? It's telling us to slow down. Love where you are. I mean, that card reminds us that peace doesn't wait for perfect conditions. I mean, I don't think there is any in the ocean, right? The tides could be rough, they could be calm. You can still find beauty in the movement. I mean, this little guy, look at how little he is, and he's dangling in the ocean just fine. Can you find some gratitude with where you're at right now? Even if it's messy? Even if it's unclear? I mean, there's meaning everywhere, right? There's meaning in every moment that you go to. That's an invitation to stop comparing yourself. Stop rushing. Start noticing what your soul has been quietly trying to show you. The ocean doesn't wait for another wave. It becomes the wave. This card brings that same lesson, right? Be fully present where you're at. You'll see how it really is. And then you've got back on task. It's a nudge from spirit. It's about focus, intention. And remember why you started. Are distractions or emotional tides, are they pulling you off course? I mean, it doesn't mean you're lost. It just means it's time to stop. It's time to realign. Be fair with yourself. Get back on task. But together, these cards are basically a balance, right? This one's saying pause and appreciate. The other one says refocus and proceed. But the key is harmony in all things. Love the present moment. And then recenter yourself. Bring your energy back to what really matters. Like the waves that are going in and out of the ocean, you're being called back to your natural rhythm. Yeah. This little card flew out, so we're going to go with it. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. You know, the love oracle brings in some soft energy, right? It's an invitation to come back to compassion. And whether this week is going to bring in forgiveness or boundaries, intimacy, just remember, love is not found. It's remembered. Spirit says you are worthy of love that feels like truth. Open your heart, even if it's guarded. Love yourself as you wish to be loved by others. Because when we do, we really become a magnet, right? Anything that you put out there comes back to you. So be authentic, aligned, and soulful. Be fair to yourself. Love where you are, love who you are. Because we do. Now really, all of these things are, it's all part of a cycle. And that cycle is sacred. Trust, emotion, love. I mean, you are being guided back to trust the timing of your path. Love where you are. Release the emotions. Get back on track. Lead with love. I mean, the sea is speaking to us through spirit. It's telling us, be patient, be present, be kind to yourself first. Transformation is coming. Love conquers and transforms all things. Allow that to sit in your heart. And be fair with yourself. Love where you are. Get yourself back on track. You're not too late. You're just right on time. You're right where you need to be. You may not think it. You may think you're not where you're supposed to be, but Spirit says, yes, you are. This is the time to listen to yourself, be fair to yourself, get back on track, and transform. You know, it's never too late. A lot of people late in life have, created things, so just remember you're never too late. You're right where you're supposed to be. Love yourself. I hope today's messages brought you insight, a peace, a gentle nudge maybe your soul needed. I hope that if you felt connected to something that you'll like, subscribe, maybe share it with someone who needs a little spiritual love. Thank you for joining me for another Tarot Tuesday with Uncommon Methods. Keep listening to your soul. It always knows. And remember, the methods may be uncommon, but the magic is all your own. Stay open, stay grounded, and most of all, stay uncommon. See you next week. Take care.